Hello, I'm back in the house actually now. One thing good about bonsai as a container gardening is that it's actually very flexible. You can take the pot and move it indoors and finish your work inside. You don't have to be restricted to the location or the hours of the day. You can do this at night too. In a well-lit place. Sit down, have some coffee. At the same time, this is just a very wonderful hobby. Another part of the regular maintenance is to shorten the growth. And for example, this branch is a little bit too tall already. Beside removing all the buds, I think it's too tall, so I'm just going to remove it at the top portion with my fingers again. This one, since it's an older part of the plant, you might need to, use two hands. You hold it with your one hand, and the other hand just use some fingernails and some force and put it off. Here we go. So you do that with the areas that you remove that you believe it needs to be shortened, like this one. See? Here's another example. This is just a very long growth, kind of leggy growth here. You prefer a compact growth. So this is kind of long and leggy, so you can shorten it. I want to make it much shorter, so I probably do it from here. There we go. When clearing out and thinning out the plant, one thing is to always try to look the plant from the top. Imagine your eyesight as the sun. This way you make sure the sunlight can penetrate to the deepest part. So it's good over here that you can see clearly all the branches from the top, and there are openings for the sunlight to get into the plant. So a little bit over here is what I see is getting too crowded. There's some branches overlay on top of each other. So I'm gonna have to do some more thinning here, maybe removing some of the branches that I've been reluctant to remove, and therefore causing this congestion here. So okay, this is the final stage now. I'm done all the pruning and the cleaning. You notice I've left some buds untouched. I did not remove all the young buds. This is done. Some are intentionally, some are unintentionally, but it's okay. It's okay to leave some buds on there. You can always trim it off after a while. When it grows long, you can always trim it later. So anyway, you need to give the plant some reason to live by leaving some buds so it can keep growing. If you remove. Oh, and actually I saved all the trimmings that I did from this. So see, this is all the trimmings I did. I'll say it's about 35-40% of the plant was removed. Okay, here's the blue pot that I'm gonna use for the repotting. Just gonna move this to a larger pot. I'm gonna move it to a bigger pot, so I'm not gonna clean up too much of the old roots. I'm just gonna spread it. As you can see, it's pretty much root bound here at the bottom. Just break it down, break it up a little bit. Cut some pieces off because it's just too crowded here, so I'm gonna cut some pieces off like this. So that there's more space for the new root to grow. I see some thicker roots here that I don't really need. It's the finer roots that we want to keep when you're potting in the bonsai. So I'm just taking chunks of roots out. Okay, Okay, maybe a little bit of raking here with this cultivator. So not too many roots we remove. I would say about 30% of the roots. I just want to keep the existing root balls. It's just a regular repotting. I'm not trying to, you know, I didn't do any kind of heavy pruning. So okay, ready for the pot here. For the soil in the bonsai, I'm gonna not put it on the center, but a little bit off the center, so there's more room here for the growth. Just gonna add the soil. The soil mix is pretty simple. It's about a quarter of vermiculite, a quarter of sand, and the rest just the regular potting soil. I want the plant to be a little bit higher, so I'm gonna put more soil down. This is a lot of soil. This plant is going to be very happy. It's going to have a lot of room to grow for now. Okay, make sure the soil fill in well. Press a little bit, tap a little bit. Make sure all the it fills in all the gaps. You know, you don't want to leave any kind of air pockets. Press down a little bit on the edges. A little bit. And now to water. Use a fine spray to water, so you don't wash the soil out of the pot. Okay, you notice that the perlites in the mix actually, you know, the white particles actually showed up. I don't kind of like that. It doesn't look very natural. But hopefully, when there's a layer of moss that will grow, and hopefully that will cover that, and then it should look much better. Here's a view from the top.